What's going on, guys? Welcome to the next part of our BT14 feature tournament. I'm Gray.
And I'm Ethan.
And let's get into the next video. So today we've got the rematch, D Brigade versus Loogamon. We're going to see if Loogamon can get its revenge. Just get its revenge. I don't know why I'm trying to add on to that.
Yep, yeah, of course D Brigade knocked Loogamon into the losers bracket on the first go around, so we're getting a rematch here, as you mentioned. These are two of the stronger decks of the BT14 set, two of the favorites actually to take this tournament, but obviously there can only be one. And either of these decks has a great chance to work its way back through the losers bracket and take the whole thing.
Yes, absolutely. These decks are both super strong coming into BT14. I think that the two decks that everyone just expects to be the most powerful. I know that you've got Wargray, he's got some cute little tools, Sarathi has some neat things going on there, but really it's these two decks that I would say are the most powerful coming out of BT14.
Yep, and I think too also just kind of fan favorites in a way. I know D Brigade has always been a popular deck. Maybe not so much in the recent formats, but I know a lot of people were really happy to see it getting new support when this stuff was revealed, so.
Yeah, I think that people inherently kind of like rushdown decks. I think there's a lot of people just like that, and Commandramon was kind of the first archetype to be centered around rushdown. Although unfortunately, if you look at Charles' hand now, it does not look like he's a rush deck. He's got 3 of his level 6s in his hand, so not a great hand if both of these pieces get outed.
Yeah, and that's one interesting thing actually about the new D Brigade deck, or the D Brigade / Digi-Police, is that you actually do have to run more of a full line in the deck. Obviously, you're trying to spam a bunch of bodies on the board to rush down, like you mentioned, but you do need to get all the way up to your boss to really do the strongest plays that the deck has to offer. So sometimes this can lead to some strange hands, like you're seeing here.
Yeah, so right here the Loogamon is going to attack, use its one attacking effect to discard a card to draw one, and then the baby is going to allow it to evolve into the card it discarded. So that's going to go into the Hell, and then the Hell gets to attack over the Cargadramon, and then end of turn, the Hell gets to delete the Commandramon for no discard. So it's actually a very efficient comeback, but we're going to see in a second here whether or not this Commandramon gets to hit another card.
Suspending the analog youth to regain 1 memory there. Unfortunately, he was just 1 memory off from keeping turn, which is doubly unfortunate because, like we're seeing here, the Commandramon actually ended up hitting the high Commandramon on the top deck, which is going to give him another wheel and another check on this turn.
Yeah, it actually is quite unfortunate. Loogamon is just such a tempo-heavy deck. Whenever you do the Hell Loogamon, you really, really want to keep turn. Because that's what allows you to keep recycling your racing, so that you can just keep on blowing up over and over, keep turn again and again. When you can't do that, the deck really struggles to keep itself alive.
Yeah, the fact that he was put in a position there where he kind of had to respond immediately, or, let that Cargadramon go all the way up into the boss. He had to do something about that, but like you said, put him in a pretty compromising position.
Yeah, and I think this does illustrate the two things that you are supposed to do for against these two specific decks. Against D Brigade, you really actually have to try to stop them from climbing up to level 6, because there is a lot of decks that actually really struggle against Brigadramon. And against Loogamon, you see Charles doing the thing you should do. You need to rush it down. You need to pressure it to respond to your board before they have enough resources to keep turn after doing the Hell Loogamon. Yeah, so right here, he didn't have a choice but to hard play the Hell in order to try to keep himself in the game just barely.
Yep. Deleting a card here puts him one swing off from game. Of course, no raising on the D Brigade side to finish things off.
Right. And yeah, now that he just top decked that Sealsdramon, he can actually give himself Rush if he can manage to keep turn when he evolves again. So he swings jamming, he hits another analog use, which is a very good card to hit for Luga, but it's not going to matter if he doesn't get another turn here.
Upping the boost. Going into Tank Dramon for 3, and we'll see what we get here. If he hits any targets, then they will gain Rush from the Inherit on the Seals Dramon. And he did indeed. He hit the High Command Dramon, so it's going to gain Rush.
Even gets a swing with jamming, thanks to the Satsuki Tamihime. And he even hits another High Command Dramon, so just doubly win.
Yep. And kind of a quick game there from D Brigade. Loogamon was pretty much on the ropes the entire time. That Numemon into Cargo Dramon opening, in spite of his relatively bad hand, set him up well to take game there. Absolutely
agreed. Yeah, hopefully Loogamon gets to get like a better tempo set up. Like hopefully he sees some more like analog use, some more missed memory boost, more training. And unfortunately, I don't see any of those cards in his hand right now.
Yep, he's also missing a 4, so he doesn't even have a full line. He looks like he's got, mostly just top end.
Well, he did get the Death Ex. Maybe that'll help him. Okay, the Drachmon does hit a level 4, so he does now have a line at least. The problem is that he doesn't really have any boost or training or anything like that. Yeah, if anybody listening wants to make Loogamon, I highly recommend you max out on the boost training and the analog use. Like, getting those cards are actually really critical for your tempo.
Yeah, and having those, Loogamon doesn't actually have much defense as far as I can recall, so having stuff like that in training, in raising, why am I saying raising? Security. Having stuff like that in your security to either benefit from your opponent trying to take you out or, dissuade them from doing so, obviously is pretty good. That would be the case for any stack deck, with the new trainings and the new mem boosts, you can kind of run a lot of those and get some real nice benefit there. Fortunately, dropping the Hell for
7.
Let's see, setting him to 6 memory. Yeah, that's quite a lot to play with. D Brigade obviously has the option to just drop bodies. It's possible he's trying to bait him into doing so since he knows he has the Death Ex. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, you did say earlier, like, I do want to, point something out. You said Loogamon doesn't have good defense. It's easy to forget, but that AG actually gives Dark Animals an SOC blocker, and you can also play the starter deck Fescomon, which is a level 3 Wisp blocker. That's a Dark Animal. So it actually is possible for you to go into Fenrir, be forced to pass turn, but you can play out the Fenrir, give it blocker, and play out 3 Fescomon, get 3 more blocker. So, I definitely wouldn't call Fenrir Loogamon like a control deck, but it actually can set up a big defensive wall, depending on the circumstance.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice option to have, like you were saying. Oh, and dropping the Hell again. This has been the hard drop Hell.
It's the hard drop Hell party.
Yeah, just that's a little bit of game 1, game 2 that's been going on quite a lot. I mean, it's not a bad play. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Here, it's just hard to do anything. Yeah, if you just keep giving him that much memory, he's just going to keep building back every turn.
Yep. There are times where, you can do that and still, have a chance, but with the way that Mitch is set up, where he has just the 1 training, he's not really going to have a chance, unfortunately.
Yeah, and, I mean, honestly, he's kind of lucky there that he didn't have the Brigade Dramon in hand. He could have been an even worse spot, but going into the Dark Dramon here for cheap or actually for 0, is still really good as well.
Yeah, this Dark Dramon is something. It's an option that I always forget when I play against this deck. Usually, I'm worried about the Brigade Dramon, which is a really powerful defensive option. But this Dark Dramon is actually really devastating whenever it goes off.
Yeah, it's actually a very strong card, and it's interesting that it's now starting to see more play. I know when it was initially revealed, some D Brigade players tried to start moving in that direction, trying it out, but it just didn't really have the. It was kind of awkward. I remember playtesting that a bit myself, and I felt like the kind of the OG Rush play styles just felt better, honestly. But it's now with the deck being based a little bit more around lines, it makes sense to to bring it back into the deck. I'm pretty sure the old OG Dark Dramon, the on play rush one, I don't think that one's being used anymore.
No, I don't think Charles has it in his current build. But yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. The BT14 inherits are super great for creating lines, like creating stacks that are actually really difficult for your opponent to deal with.
Yep. And being able to go up for like 0 memory potentially, or even variable memory. You can if you know your passing turn, you could choose to choke to specific amounts. So you have a lot of flexibility there. And then since you're putting the cards back on top of the deck, you're also getting to order your wheels for any of your other cards that either play stuff out or something of that nature.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Like maybe I missed something, but did Charles decoy the Desex deletion?
I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it back. But yeah, you can't actually do that. If the card with decoy is also marked with deletion, you can't decoy.
Oh, that makes sense, because it would be deleted at the same time, so you couldn't use it for the decoy.
Yeah, like I don't think that actually would have mattered, and like I didn't quite catch it. Like sometimes like these things go quickly, but like that was still like a very commanding position for D Brigade, so I still think it would have won regardless.
Yeah, agreed. When your opponent has to hard drop 7+ cost cards 3 turns in a row, not a whole lot of ability to come back from that. So
exactly.
Yeah, unless you're Setcon. Well, that's obviously not the case.
Unless you're Setcon. Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Gray signing off.
Ethan signing off.